My name is Andrew Peal, and I'm the professor of jazz and music theory here at ABAC. I was born in Arlington, Texas, and so I lived in Arizona for 10 years in Phoenix, and then I was fortunate enough to spend my master's and doctorate degree at the University of Miami, studying jazz there, and then shortly after I got a job here in Tifton. The opportunity I have here as the professor of jazz and music theory really was a great combination of things. In my doctoral studies, I was studying movable dose solfege, which is a kind of aural skills training, and so I have the opportunity here to not only put forth my expertise in jazz music, but also in music theory and aural skills as the music theory professor. In 11th grade, I think that I started getting really serious about music becoming a career for me, and then once I started the master's program at the University of Miami, I'd say that there was a really large resurgence in my kind of like ability and focus towards becoming a better musician. A couple of common misconceptions about jazz. I think that because a lot of it is improvised, there's a misconception that the musicians are not well educated or maybe aren't good at reading music or can't read music at all. Jazz musicians actually have maybe even more training than many classical musicians have. So I think that you'll find that jazz musicians are also able to come in, and many times if they have a good sound, they can come in and perform an orchestra gig at a very high level. I guess a dream of mine would be to start playing in more locations that are listening rooms rather than just like background music. Like if I can go and bring my music with my band, and you know, they put us up, and you know, we go and maybe play for a couple of nights in a row and have like a residency. That would be a really cool situation, and it's a work in progress. Last month I went to New York and I saw this great pianist, Fred Hirsch, at the Village Vanguard. And so the Village Vanguard is like one of those like just establishments in jazz culture, and you know, many records that I'll listen to, like John Coltrane at the Village Vanguard, or you know, like McCoy Tyner at the Village Vanguard. You know, it's like these really great recordings made there, and so to sit there was sort of like paying homage. It was like going to like the jazz mecca. I mean, I have the most fun playing trombone, and it's the one that I have the most control over. But I have been practicing a lot of guitar lately, and I find that it's kind of a release from some of the struggles that you might have as a brass player. It takes a long time to warm up. You don't get to play all of the chord with the trombone. I mean, you can, but it's a lot more effort, and you'd play single lines to create the chord. It's really sort of nice and almost cathartic to play another instrument, or maybe piano, something that sort of you get to be stimulated creatively in another way. It's nice to be in the flow, or in other words, to just you're losing track of time. You're not thinking about any of your worries or thinking about any of your responsibilities, you know, and as you become an adult and you have more and more responsibilities, if you can find just an hour to just say, I'm going to spend an hour just working on a specific thing and really losing yourself in it, I think that there's really no better way to sort of like refresh than that. This is what I've been working for a long time. And so whenever people ask me like, oh, hey, how's that new job? Or, you know, was it the way that you expected it to be? And frequently I'll tell them, yeah, it's exactly how I thought it would be. In fact, it's just as fun as I thought it would be. Just as fun, just as rewarding, just as challenging, but I'm in love with it. It's a great position to be in, and only good things from here.